I think I'm just gonna wear this from now on in all my videos.
My business cards came and they look cool, but I'm gonna have to get new ones because the back's messed up, so rip. Today I want to throw out an idea. So over the weekend I was in Chicago visiting some family and I had an idea. And I kind of floated this idea a little bit because I just wanted to see what people's reactions would be, and I pretty quickly realized that maybe it's not a great idea right away. I think it's not really where I want to go, but it's interesting and I feel like I just want to at least bring it up so you guys I like to get your feedback on it. I like to hear what you have to say. I just want to throw it out there so it's on my channel somewhere, just because I think it's an interesting concept. It's not really something that I think has been done, I guess. The thing that you'll quickly realize when you start looking at high schools is that college admissions is like this titan. It is like this massive titan that just rules over and controls everything. College admissions is like a deadlock on high school structure. So basically, the reason high schools are so similar today to where they used to be is because college admissions is still the same. Like, colleges have changed quite a bit in my opinion. I think colleges have a lot more freedom to change because they're not trying to get their kids into college, right? Like grad school, whatever. But if you do any research at all into high school, you will find that college admission is one of the biggest driving factors at most schools. I mean, regardless of whether it's a college prep school or not. And so the idea being, if I was going to create a high school that's as new and as different and as radical as Escalate really is, the biggest problem that I've run into obviously is college. How do you get kids into college? How does this work? And to be completely honest with you, I've never been that worried. Like, I've actually thought that as long as we can get the right kids and partner with some colleges, that it's not actually going to be that difficult to solve that problem. Especially because now, since everybody's trying to get into college, there's like too many people that take a bunch of AP classes and have good grades. Like, there's just an oversaturation of like traditional people. So if you were to have a school that was different but was also like full of really smart and motivated kids, I don't think that, maybe at the beginning it would be tough, but I think that Escalate pretty quickly could gain a reputation of being a very credible high school. But on the other side of it, I was like, well, and this is why I really want to go to college. This is why I'm really excited to go to college. Look at my hair. Look at this. You see it? You see it? Anyways, my idea was like, okay, well, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to get these kids into college. And for what purpose? Because a lot of these kids are probably gonna end up hating the college that they go to, right? Like, why are kids that go to this non-traditional school gonna want to go back and sit through 4 more years of classes? This is why I really want to go to college, because I need to understand for myself if I think college is cool or not. I think I'm gonna think both ways. I think there's cool things about college and not cool things, but I need to see just how similar to high school it is, because why not just continue what they were doing at Escalate, right? Why not just continue learning on your own and doing projects and all this stuff and just continue that? Basically, the idea was to kind of bridge the gap between high school and college by basically making a school that's the last 2 years of high school and the first couple of years of college. I think if you made this high school and then college structured like it was, you could get kids out in maybe 2 or 3 years. And so essentially what it is would be the last 2 years of high school as a junior and senior, and then the first couple of years of college, and you would essentially graduate college and high school in the same school, and it all just kind of be one continuous process for the most part. That way you wouldn't have to worry about getting into college because you wouldn't have to, and you wouldn't have to worry about finding a college experience that you would like because you're basically still in this model of very open-ended project-based stuff. That said, as you can probably imagine, there are just a minor few problems with that theory. Number one, it makes the school 4 or 5 years at least, which I think 2 years is a lot to handle, let alone 4 or 5. You know, when you're talking about a small school like this, 5 years around the same 100 people, that's just a small factor. But like the social aspect of it, the financial aspect of it, the housing aspect, it gets a little bit more complicated. Not to mention that I don't know anything about the college world whatsoever. But yeah, I could talk about all the flaws. It's pretty obvious because there's a lot. But I wanted to just throw it out there because I think it's an interesting idea, at least just because I think that there's like such a division between high school and college. I also just really don't like college admissions. I hate the competition. It's stupid to me. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't feel like it's very, it doesn't feel very, it doesn't seem to help students very much. So I don't know. Like, that's not where I'm gonna go with this school. I still need to change my business cards, but for now, Escalade is still gonna be a high school. But, you know, this is something I could consider more later on. I think there's something here. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know. I don't think that it's gonna work right away. Like I said, I think even building a 2-year high school is plenty enough. Like, that's gonna be difficult enough. But it's an interesting idea to think about, like, why is it possible to bridge high school and college? Would that be beneficial? Does anybody want that? Could it help student wellness? Could it help student productivity? Like, is that something you personally would ever be interested in? I don't know. It's stuff that I'm thinking about. The one thing I will say is that would certainly be different. You know, this school will be different, but that would certainly be different. I'm not all about being different, you know, it's not all about being unique, but that would certainly get some attention. So I don't know, it's just, when I think of stuff like that, I like to throw it out there and, you know, kind of act like it's the next big thing and then kind of see what people's reactions are. And I think that pretty quickly rationalized it. Not the great, just gonna put that one on hold, just gonna, you know, set it on the shelf for a moment. I actually found some interesting 2-year high schools. 2-year high schools are not a new thing, let me just tell you that. There's plenty of 2-year high schools. But there's some interesting ones. The thing I have not found this school. I'm telling you, Escalade High School does not exist yet. It just doesn't. Okay, there's schools that prepare you for college early. There's schools that are more non-traditional, but they're not. And like I said, it doesn't matter if I find it, but I was kind of hoping I was going to be able to find it, because I was doing some research and I found some interesting schools. Maybe I'll leave some links below if you're curious. But the other big thing about Escalade is that it's going to have to be near a city, because all these schools now are in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't get it. You're like, and I'm guilty of this. I went to a school in the middle of nowhere, but it doesn't work. It's not as productive. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm more interested in the business. Like, I want to have a focus on entrepreneurship, but you can't do anything when you're in the middle of the country land, farmland. Why are these schools not closer to the city? How are you gonna try to, like, preach? How are you gonna preach real world experience when you're not even close to a major city or even a city? It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. But like I said, my goal here is not to critique other high schools as much as it is to just build a different experience. One thing I really am gonna start to think a lot more about, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on, is sort of the whole teacher situation, because I've kind of gone back and forth on this. Obviously there's no classes, so you don't need teachers. In my head, they're advisors. It's about like a 1 to 5, 1 to 10-ish ratio. But the question is, how exactly do these function? Are they like specialists in different areas? Are they more generalists? I mean, in my mind, they're really there to help people, like, with general problems, networking, yeah, kind of just helping them find the resources that they need, but not necessarily being the resource themselves. Maybe it's like some business guy, and then maybe it's some guy who's a photographer, and then maybe it's some, like, architect dude, or maybe it's like, maybe they're younger people as well. I don't know. Maybe it's like interns that come in, kind of. Maybe it's a more fluid thing than it is like set advisors. Maybe it's kind of like people come on 3-month shifts and you get a lot more variety of people. I don't really know how this works, but that's kind of something I really need to figure out, because I think I have more of the student experience figured out and the overall structure of the school, but that's kind of been a missing piece. So wanted to throw that out there. Not gonna make this video too long, but let me know what you think. Bridging college and high school, making a high school college, what would you call that aside from a high school college? What do you think? Is it even possible at all? Let me know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me on this process. We're going to college soon, so that's going to be a bit of a change of scenery. I apologize, a lot of these videos are kind of just in the room, but it's just kind of how it goes. It's kind of just the lifestyle. I could go out and do stuff, but I really need to just spend more time thinking, I guess. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to follow this process, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.
I've been on the run, and I don't even know what's coming. Thinking I was numb, and now you got me feeling something.